Well, it originally started out as just purely commentary. I wanted to see basically just how it was and, kind of share my experiences with the StarCraft 2 community, try to promote some new player tutorials and whatnot, and really kind of try to give back from what I've taken over the years, being a StarCraft 2 player or a StarCraft player myself. So then it kind of expanded into, okay, so I've established myself with this channel. I really do need to kind of find a way of making my channel unique and bringing something new and different to the table other than what's already out there. I mean, Day 9 has the professional analysis and, good commentary. And, of course, HD and Husky, they they're just amazing commentators. I mean, if you can't watch a game of theirs and just get seriously pumped up, then I don't know what would get you going. But, there's that. And then, so I got to thinking, well, I'm really do enjoy kind of the creative side of StarCraft 2, making maps and whatnot. So I just decided to give it a shot, and I've just been kind of going with the flow, so to speak.
Been going quite well. People should definitely check out your channel, both for commentaries and particularly if they're interested in map making, because of course that is the main topic of this broadcast, the potential of the StarCraft 2 map making and map making scene and the editor itself. Because you've been at it since day one or almost something like that, I understand it, and you have released tutorials and are planning to do so. It's the possibilities are quite endless, it seems. Where do you see it go, the map making potential and the scene behind it?
I cannot wait to see where this whole shindig ends up in a year. I mean, already the game has been out for pretty decent amount of time now, a little over a month, and we're seeing, third-person shooters pop up. I know I saw a video. I don't know if this project is still in creation or not, but it was basically kind of a top-down gunship point of view type thing. And I've seen pretty much total conversions into kind of a WoW in a StarCraft 2 map, which included a full subterranean area with lava, a model of Alex Straza running around. So yeah. I was really impressed with what people have done in such a short amount of time. And like I said, I can't wait to see where it is in a year from now.
Absolutely. I think Blizzard themselves tweeted and Facebooked something about the latest creations, and sort of WoW and StarCraft 2 engine was definitely there, and it seemed very, very impressive. And it makes you think the next Dota, the next Counter-Strike, the next great mod that changes everything, Left 4 Dead 2. It may very, very well come out of StarCraft 2. I mean, it's $60. And it brings so much potential and different forms of entertainment to the table. I mean, whether you think it's imbalanced or that the campaign is too short or whatever, there's so much more to do when you're done with it. I must say, I am impressed about how it all turned out in the end. There was so much skepticism around before the release, and I think Blizzard really has delivered.
I would absolutely agree. I know they're still kind of working on their map delivery system and whatnot. I believe they're still trying to incorporate a pay for feature maps thing. I think that's somewhere down the road. But for now, I know Blizzard has just introduced their kind of, I guess you'd call it map of the week on Battle.net 2.0, and they'll be featuring different custom maps from different map makers, and it's really nice to see the variety of maps that get onto that. I've been really impressed so far.
It's really cool. I wish I had time to play more in general, and to test more of those funky things coming out, because there are some hidden gems there, definitely. But that is also part of the problem with all the popularity and millions of people who are playing on Battle.net right now, that if you got something really good going, or something outlandishly good perhaps, it's so difficult to get players to play it, because in order for the Battle.net popularity system to work, as I understand it, you have to have a high number of players playing your map per hour for it to climb the ladder. And unless you can get someone like Husky to announce it for you, it's very difficult to just get your voice out there. Would you agree? And how do you see that change for the better?
I would wholeheartedly agree. I will be the first to admit that my map would not have been as popular without, the, I guess you call it the marketing from HuskyStarcraft. And while I'm very happy to see that, the StarCraft 2 community enjoys that map, as I've seen it's still pretty popular on the North American server. The fact that it took such a giant marketing campaign, I guess you would call it, really, it's probably a little disheartening to those map makers that are really trying to produce the best product that they can, but they're finding kind of an uphill battle with getting their map well known. I know that Blizzard incorporated this kind of map system based on popularity to combat the kind of Dota clones. You log on to, say, Warcraft 3, and you'd see dozens and dozens and dozens of versions of even more types of Dota clone maps, and which one do you play? So ultimately, even then, you had the same problem with popularity as you do today, and they're still refining the process and trying to find what works best. And so, really, all I can say is I'm just willing to keep giving them time, and hopefully it'll pan out for the best. It's Blizzard; they have a really good track record with getting things right. So, I'm not too upset.
No, and it's a pretty good problem to have still, comparatively. The fact that so many good maps, so many good pieces of content are being created, and the fact that you can't find all of them is better than there being none to play.
Absolutely.
And I suppose the solution is for Blizzard, in conjunction with the community, and the community should probably be the driving force there, create more avenues, more portals for marketing, community-friendly marketing that isn't too devilish and corporate, where they can announce their products, basically. I know SC2 Mapster is a growing big community, and I'm sure there will be more. And YouTube and Facebook and everything, it lends itself for creative ways of getting your voice out there. I noticed that you have a quite well-oiled Facebook, YouTube marketing machine going there on your own content. You put up announcements on Facebook, and people can give feedback and suggestions, and then you produce another video with an updated version of your latest map and everything, and you have pictures and drawings and etc. It's quite a fan-friendly way of integrating people in the process. It seems to be working quite well.
It is. I actually had a lot of positive results from that. It really kind of lends itself to, a positive note in a couple different ways. Number one, of course, you've got the fans. Ever since, as far back as I can think, I've always loved seeing behind the scenes stuff and whatnot, and how things get from point A to point B. So I really enjoy producing that stuff and letting the fans see, my line of thinking on maps and whatnot. And since they are essentially, the fan base, they are going to be the one playing the maps. I like to incorporate their ideas and their suggestions into the map, because they may think of stuff that I may be so wrapped up in one thing, they may see something else, and they'll provide some input. And lo and behold, another problem fix that I hadn't even seen yet. So it really, it's kind of a give and take type thing. I try to give as much as I can to the community, and in return, I've so far have a really wonderful base of fans here that really like the products apparently, and I'm just going to try to continue to provide the best maps that I can.
Well, keep at it by all means. I noticed your recent project is something called Naughty Kami, which is a water-based map. It seems intriguing. Do tell us a little about what that's going to be like.
That is a 1v1/2 versus 2 map, and I went with a water theme because I really haven't seen any water maps.
No,
and I wanted to give some attention to the water portion of StarCraft 2, because you can do a lot of things with it. One of the things that I've really enjoyed about making this map so far is that the natural expansion for each of the starting positions is actually partially submerged in water. And it's not deep enough to where you can't see what's under there. And I've changed the water so that way it's very minimally reflective and very easy to see. But at the same time, I've added, sun rays to the bottom of it, so it really looks amazing. It looks like you're kind of in a kind of just off the beach, 3 or 4 feet of water, sun hitting it. You can kind of see the rays glimmering under the water line. It's really neat. So it's really interesting to see, buildings put in the water, a factory that's a foot deep in water, and an Ultralisk kind of, bathing itself. And it's really good times.
Yeah, I watched your video, and people should check it out. There'll be links down there, as always. And it seems like a fun twist on a traditional multiplayer map, and I can't wait to play it, and I can't wait to see some high-level games being commentated on it. So keep working on that. Seems very interesting indeed. But of course, that is just, and just with inverted commas there, a StarCraft 2 map in the traditional sense, with a fun new concept added to it. As we've already mentioned, the editor is very, very powerful. I've only briefly touched it. I'm not a map maker as such, but I find it very interesting what can be done. And it seems likely that people can really twist and bend the power that is within that editor and make something truly amazing out of it. And Blizzard did mention previously, and you mentioned it as well, that they're working on a system that will enable content makers to charge for their product, which, if it can be done correctly, without Battle.net being swarmed with low-level crap content, this could really be a way for independent map makers or creators to fund their work. Do you see that as likely to happen? And what must be done for it to be done well, I guess is what I'm asking.